Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Read! We don't have sound speed back yet, but good news on that front, we're gonna get him back soon!
Yeah.
Soon. Till then though, we have a fun new reading for you guys.
Yes.
It is my very great pleasure to introduce to all of you Jurassic Park 4, Revenge of the T-Rex.
Something not point related.
The best story you will ever read.
It's pretty hype.
It's full of suspense, and
Does it beat My Little Fluttershy and Tickling Rainbow?
it beats everything.
It's pretty amazing. Okay, so starting us off will be Cabral. Go ahead, dude.
Yes. Shouldn't you have introduced that? I suppose I know. Chapter 1. A dangerous predator. In the forest of Isla Sorna, a Spinosaurus was feeding on a Parasaurolophus when a mighty roar echoed through the jungle. Then, a T-Rex burst out of the trees and ran at the Spinosaurus. The Spinosaurus tried to evade the attack, but the T-Rex's mighty jaws clamped down on the Spinosaurus's leg. Then T-Rex shook its head around and tore a chunk of meat from the Spinosaurus's leg. It roared in pain. It tried to retaliate, swiping at the T-Rex with a clawed hand. But T-Rex dodged and charged into Spinosaurus's flank. It fell to the floor. The T-Rex pinned it to the floor with a massive foot, then lowered its head to the Spinosaurus's throat. Its teeth shredded through flesh with ease, and the Spinosaurus's head fell to the ground. It was dead. T-Rex roared in triumph.
Oh my god.
And stomped off to feed on the powers, and the Spinosaurus had killed earlier. That big word. High above the trees, in the light of the moon, a chopper was visible. Then it flew away into the night.
The most beautiful line in the story.
What the hell did I just read?
I like the fact that the T-Rex apparently just, killed the Spinosaurus, like, aha, I've beaten you. Now I shall eat your fresh kill and leave your carcass here, because I don't eat other predators. That would be gross.
Yeah.
Spinosauruses don't taste that good.
I just wanted to kill you, and now
I love how... You know what I love? His profile picture with the beautiful Microsoft Paint artwork of the bone with the leg and all that. Beautiful.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Also, while you cannot see it on the stream, but you go to the link to this the story below, you'll see that he's drawn a picture of the Spinosaurus with MS Paint bite marks on the appropriate parts of its body, which I can only assume was done as retaliation for the Spinosaurus killing the T-Rex in Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah. You know, this white text on black background is really messing with my eyes.
It's a little bit hard to read. It's a not very well designed website. We're on Jurassic Park Fanon Wiki right now. A beautiful site that I discovered just today. So anyway,
beautiful bright red, black, and white text everywhere.
Yes. So Chapter 2: The New Dinosaur. Out in the field, Dr. Alan Grant and his team were on the brink of an amazing discovery: a new dinosaur. As they continued to dig, Grant became increasingly worried about the brewing storm.
The brewing storm.
Yes, as the storm is brewing.
Yeah.
If they could not recover if they could not recover some bones soon, they would have to leave, and then the exposed bones of the dinosaur would be destroyed, leaving no trace of the amazing discovery.
Okay.
That's not how paleontology works. If the storm comes along, they don't just leave the bones out there to get wrecked and go like, well, too bad, we didn't work fast enough.
Well, too bad. Oh well.
Well, I like the idea that the storm could actually destroy the bones in the first place. I mean, they could cover it over or something. I'm disappointed.
Yeah. It's just like, there was that
they
scene,
can just leave it
even in the movies, there's a scene in the movies where they cover up bones to protect... Oh god, anyway. But finally, Grant could breathe a sigh of relief. No end punctuation.
Yes.
As you'd expect.
Got something out! One of his team called. Yeah. Grant rushed over to see. Period. By the look of it, comma. It's part of an upper jaw. Period. Well, congratulations, sir. You've earned that PhD. but was unlike anything he'd ever seen. The teeth were 10 centimeters long, but very thin and sharp. His for teeth of the length.
And this is where it all goes downhill.
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
Wait, didn't we start on downhill?
Yeah. Now we're dropping off the cliff.
It's going more
They were
downhill.
also dangerously serrated. Oh shit! They're not just sharp; they're dangerously serrated.
Oh, like shark's teeth.
Yeah. Grant called some more of his team over, some to cover the bones in plaster, and some others to help digging. So yeah, that whole bit about the storm destroying all the bones, kind of bullshit, because they're just covering up anyway.
Hold on, where's the relevance of the past, like, chapter 1? Where's the relevance in that?
There is none. We will probably get back to that later, but right now we're in medias res, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or we were in medias res, actually. God knows. Anyway, but it was getting dark, and gray clouds were racing across the sky. Yeah, whenever the guy describes anything involving the sky, it actually kind of sounds vaguely poetic, and then you come back down to Earth, and it's crap again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just when Grant concluded that the jaw was all they got, they would get. Wait, okay, so they uncover a bunch of bones, there's a brand new dinosaur, they know it's brand new, he just discovers the jaw, and he's like, well, okay, I guess that's all we have.
Yep, that's all we're getting today, because look, the clouds are gray, look,
all
they're
those
even
people
racing
digging
outside.
out more bone and adding the plaster, they were just doing that to the one little bit of jaw.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It must have been a massive jawbone.
Anyway,
I'm trying to
he
think, how
heard
big is
another
10
shout.
centimeters again?
He dashed over as quickly as he could to look at the fossil.
Oh.
It was a vertebrae.
Okay.
And he
Beautiful.
could tell from the width that it was likely to be a tail vertebrae.
Okay.
Beautiful.
You know, they screwed up the neck and tail of the plesiosaur for a really long time, so that's not something. It's like you probably shouldn't be able to just look at a single vertebrae and go like, "Yep, tail."
Yeah.
Yep. He's just holding it. Yep.
Anyway,
I know what this is.
I got this one. Anyway,
I got this one, guys.
but it had some strange, what the hell?
Protrusions.
Thank you. Protrusion.
It's kind of funny too, because some paleontologists aren't that smart. Like the whole thing you said with these. Anyways.
Yeah. However, he had no time to study them now, and ordered for it to be covered in plaster. Then the two bones were loaded onto a truck, and the camp was taken apart. The team moved off site just as the gale began to pick up, leaving the rest of the bones behind, I guess.
Okay. I just picture like Grant's team just has buckets and buckets of plaster lying around. Just okay, ready to plaster, everyone.
Alright guys, this indestructible plaster that we've been pouring over the bones. Let's not pour that all over the dig site. That would be stupid.
That'd be just
almost as dumb as this story.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, chapter 3, Jade.
Lightning Rabbit. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. Hang on. Let's have a look here.
He returned to the camp.
Yep, he returns to the camp.
Chapter 3, read the name.
Jade and Rich.
Where's Grant?
Very good.
That's what we like to hear, right. When he returned to the camp, Grant went to the lunch canteen for some salad. What in there?
Wait, the lunch canteen?
Yeah, you build a lunch canteen.
No, but he like, I don't know, just like lunch canteen. I was thinking, like,
While in there, he was approached by a pair of teenagers who were there for some reason.
Oh.
They both looked about 15, and there was a boy and a girl. Great. Who are you? Grant asked. I guess I'm just going to read this bit. I'm Rich, and she's Jade, the boy replied. Then, in little more than a whisper, we'd like to visit Isla Sorna.
Isla Sorna.
Hey, Dr. Grant, we came here to go to the dinosaur island. Can you take us back there?
Can you take us?
No, Grant said, and he walked away. Jade and Rich hurried after him. He ignored them, exited the canteen and headed towards his house. But before he could open the door and get in, Jade and Rich caught up with him.
Okay, so apparently he lives out in the desert where they set up the canteen and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, when I think of canteen, I think of water canteen.
No, I think of lunch hall.
I think of it like a affordable water carrying device thing.
No.
I think that's Star Wars. Anyway, I do love the idea of like Grant just building his house right out by the dig site, just like whatever.
It's a fully bricked up house as well. It's not like it's not like a tent or anything. It's a full like brick house.
I can see,
brick and mortar.
yeah, I could see it like a long time ago. They called me crazy, but I was right. There are dinosaurs in this spot.
Yeah. Please, they begged. Our parents have money. We can get them to fund the dig you're doing. That said, Grant couldn't really refuse. He prepared that evening.
My parents have money. That's what they know.
So they have money, so I might as well.
I love this. Like the third time Grant has done this. It's like, okay, movie 1. I'll fund, just come to my park, my amusement park, and I'll fund the entire expedition for a year. Okay, I'll do it. Movie 3. Come on, Grant. We're not even gonna land on the island. I'll fund we can write down any amount of money you want to support your dig for as long as you need, as long as you just fly over the island with us as a tour guide. Well, you don't have to touch down. Like, that's totally fine. All right, but I don't like it.
I don't like the sound of that.
Jurassic Park 4. Hey, our parents have money. They'll pay you to go to the dinosaur island. Holy shit! Money? Really? All right.
We spared no expense. Okay, that said, Grant couldn't really refuse. He prepared that evening. He borrowed a helicopter and got together some essential.
I'd like to borrow your helicopter, please. Oh, well, sure. Here you go, sir. Well, thank you.
Ropes, harnesses, food, water, flashlights, boots, protective clothing, airtight
No,
containers.
it's flashlight, singular. You only
Single
got one
flashlight. He got ropes, harnesses, food, water, a flashlight, boots, protective clothing, airtight containers, and some vials, in case they came across anything worth sampling. The next morning, he went outside to find Rich and Jade waiting. He led them to the helicopter takeoff site, where they waited for the helicopter to arrive. At 8 AM it landed and the pilot got out. He and Grant shook hands and then they boarded the helicopter, followed by Jade and Rich, whose parents had arrived to see them off. The rotors began to spin and the helicopter lifted off the ground. Grant resigned himself to a boring 3-hour journey. This sounds like
whatever. God, I have to take
this
a
sounds like
3-hour
the diary of the most boring person on earth, So I got up this morning, resigned myself to 3-hour journey. It was boring. Boarded helicopter.
Boring.
I just love the idea of like the kids' parents just being like, "Hey, take our kids to Murder Dinosaur Island." Grace like, fine.
Exactly. I was gonna say, yeah, their parents would just see them off. Hey, Mom, Dad, we're gonna go get Grant, and we're gonna go to the island. Okay, son, how much money do you need? A couple million. Oh, well, that's perfect, son. Anyways.
As long as you get eaten, it's out of my head. It's cheaper than hiring a hitman, I guess.
His father's just reading newspaper. Yes, yes, son, that's very nice. Have a good day. Chapter 4.
God.
Isla Sorna. Finally, the helicopter touched down. The motors were switched off immediately. Okay. So as to not alert any dinosaurs of their presence, I'm sorry. Last time I checked, helicopters don't, first off, shut off immediately, and second off, they're the most obnoxious and loud things in the world.
I'm just imagining like this is like an Arma, just like the person just cutting the engines to their helicopter and just crashing. To
Exactly.
Yeah. I love the
We can't be heard. Cut the engine.
Yeah. Well, the idea that you can just like
a
turn, like there's no spin down on the rotors, it just stops dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god, I think I'm just I think this kid just thinks that like helicopter rotation blades work like a fan. Like if you really need to stop immediately, you just shove your hand up there and stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to see someone try that.
Hold on 1 second. Let me just stick my hand out. Ah!
Quick, we've got to stop the helicopter. I know. Sticks hand up, has it severed within a second.
Oh, well, that's not gonna work. Hold on, guys, we're gonna crash. Why? I'm missing a hand. Anyways, Grant, Jade, and Rich got out, not the pilot, because he's an idiot. Then, in a sudden blur of speed and sound, a blur of sound.
Sound speed.
Yes! He's with us in spirit.
In a sudden blur of sound speed.
In a sudden blur of sound and speed, the rotors started spinning. I'm sorry, they don't pick up speed quickly. Last time I checked either.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be ready to fly at least for another couple of minutes.
Yeah. The helicopter's motor started and the pilot flew away at top speed. No! It doesn't work! They were stranded. Grant cursed under his breath. We're all alone, Grant said, apart from the dinosaurs. And some of them aren't particularly friendly. He sounds like the doctor. Like the way he just said,
wait. The dinosaurs aren't particularly friendly? Well, shit, Dr. Grant. Why didn't you tell us this earlier?
we
I
wouldn't
thought
have
it was
come at
going to
all.
be perfectly safe over here with all the dinosaurs.
Like I said though, it kind of sounds like the doctor that well alone. Well, apart from the dinosaurs, and some of them aren't particularly friendly. But anyways,
Friendly.
they trekked in silence through the jungle. Soon, they reached the plains, and Jade and Rich gasped in amazement.
Wow.
On the plains, herds of
Holy
massive
shit.
Sarromosa Poseidon, with Nathaniel darting, I'm not going to pronounce these names right ever, darting in and out of their massive tree trunk legs. Wait. Oh, okay. Took me a second, I'm like, wait, the Nathaniel are darting out of their own tree trunk legs?
Yeah. They've got that
Herds of-
disease that makes everyone like the big spices.
Hippocanthosaurus cabral.
Yeah, I know, Hippocampasaurus, I've seen that one, I know that one. We're grazing peacefully by a small lake. A Deinonychus suddenly launched itself out of the water. And at the herd.
Deinonychus.
Shut up. You know what? I think the guy just went around and looked up for some cool dinosaur names and put them in the story. It's literally what he did.
Like, this
I
is
think the person's
Jurassic Park,
probably
so
a
yeah.
massive dino nut, so they probably were just showing off their dino knowledge.
This is true. I think the ultimate Deinonychus came out of the water and ate them. So it grabbed a young individual by the leg and dragged it into the water. For kids.
Okay.
Second Deinonychus appeared and helped tear the Hypocrosaurus into pieces. The black and white's not helping. A group of Pachycephalosaurus
Pachycephalosaurus.
Come on now.
onto tall shrubs. Wow! Was all the twins could say after gazing at the scene for many minutes. Grant smiled. He's like, "Yep, we're gonna die." It quickly faded when a terrifying roar sounded
A
nearby.
good day's work with Grant.
Good days brought kids to death.
I love how the kids are going like, "Wow!" and Grant smiling peacefully as they watch, like dinosaurs being torn apart by dinosaurs.
Exactly. Like they're watching the most gruesome scene ever. Dinosaurs being torn limb from limb and eaten in front of them by a couple others, while the herds are all fleeing the area.
It's
That's
like, yeah,
pretty cool.
that's nature for you kids.
He's just smiling. Yep. That'll be us in a minute. It quickly faded when a terrifying roar sounded nearby. Then a massive T-Rex burst out of the trees opposite them and charged at the peaceful herbivores!
Yeah, okay.
Sauroposeidons did little. Okay, as they were too big to be bothered even by a T-Rex. But for the others, it was a different story. The T-Rex swiftly caught up with the Pachycephalosaurus and its jaws closed around its body.
We've already been through
Grant
that
could hear the bones cracking from hundreds of yards away
Ew.
as the T-Rex more and more pressure on them. Then, the T-Rex stalked off, holding the entire Pachycephalosaurus in its mouth.
Pachycephalosaurus.
Several minutes later, Rich,
It's gonna take a few attempts to get that right.
I'm just intentionally doing it now. Rich found his voice again. "Oh my god!" he said. "That thing's a monster!" "We should get moving," Grant said. The twins didn't need telling twice.
The twins were stupid enough to come here in the first goddamn place. Don't tell us how, they're clever enough to figure this one out without being told twice.
Yeah.
Oh god, Chapter 5 Lost. Turns out Grant and the kids were dead the entire time and now they're in a church. Spoilers.
It makes sense.
Anyway, yes, Chapter 5 Lost. Grant had planned to go back the way they had come, but had got lost on the way.
How?
Perfect
5
job.
feet they'd walked from the helipad with no helicopter on it. They got lost, so he couldn't go to his original plan of going back the way they came to the helipad with no helicopter.
It happens.
Only on the hub.
Yeah.
For all he knew, they were in the T-Rex's territory. You're a great paleontologist, you know that?
For all we know, it could actually be...
There's a big old sign there, T-Rex territory. I think
this
we're
guy's
in
an
the T-Rex.
idiot.
Oh god.
I'd
Or
cut
even
the sign
worse,
in half.
walking straight towards it. You
See
just saw
that?
the damn thing, walk in the opposite direction, you're probably not walking towards its territory.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Jay and Rich didn't know they weigh either, so they didn't have much of a choice.
We don't know they weigh.
The teenagers didn't know they weigh? Well, shit, we're out of luck now.
Yeah,
Damn
for June.
Oh god. Alright, suddenly he heard a scuffling and froze. Luckily, it was only a pterodactyl. What the fuck is this?
Only a
It's a pterodactyl.
A proto-raptor.
It's nothing like a pterodactyl.
Protocol.
It's
Protoceratops.
protoceratops.
Oh, it's a Protoceratops! Oh, I love Protoceratops! It's Protoceratops. The Protoceratops. It had just been.
Can't pronounce the ones I can't pronounce.
I don't know. I just forgot what Proto was. But yeah, no. Protoceratops. Yeah, I love them. I had just passed them by, ignoring them. Soon after this encounter, comma, they found a dead Parasaurolophus. Dun dun dun!
Oh my god.
It's just like the first chapter! On close investigation, Grant spotted both T-Rex and Spinosaurus teeth embedded in the meat. So apparently their teeth are like, they just fall out.
They have scurvy, so the teeth just fall out as they eat stuff.
Perfectly normal.
I mean, sharks do that, but sharks have a reason for doing that.
Yeah, they grow more teeth, so it's fine for them.
Yeah, and they live in the water. They have very, very different physiology.
Yeah, I would have expected their teeth.
His
to
only
grow, not
idea was
dinosaurs.
that one of the two had killed it, then the other had come and stolen it. By this meant they were in the territory of the T-Rex or the Spinosaurus, or possibly both. They continued on, or possibly both, because they're so massive predators are so well known for sharing territory.
They're just signs.
Sharing is caring, as they say.
Exactly.
There's
There's
the idea of
two
like the
signs there:
Spinosaurus
T-Rex
corpse
territory
not-
still and Spinosaurus.
Forget it. The T-Rex was eating the Parasaurolophus, not the Spinosaurus. So basically, they're sitting there with a non-eaten Spinosaurus corpse, like 30 feet to the left.
Yeah.
You know, this almost completely devout Parasaurolophus here, and Grant's like, by investigating this Parasaurolophus, I can tell there was a Spinosaur around here somewhere.
I wonder.
Maybe it was killed.
I wonder what it could have been.
Oh, jeez. Hey, they reached another clearing, but this time it was almost deserted. A few Compsognathus were foraging for insects. They were in the movie! But that was all, and even they scattered when the humans arrived, because they've been taught to fear humans by that one guy, Dirk.
Damn humans. Damn dirty humans.
Anyway, that thing must have scared everything off. That thing must have scared everything off. I read that right, yeah. Jade said.
Yeah, you did. Twice.
That thing was a T-Rex, Grant said. The most ferocious creature ever to live on Earth.
Actually,
It had
I think
a
Black
bite
Widows were quite ferocious too.
But it had a bite force twice as powerful as a great white shark, with 12 meter long. Was 12 meters long and weighed as much as 3 elephants. It wasn't afraid of anything, and it still isn't now.
Damn.
That makes me feel so much better, Jade replied sarcastically.
Oh,
That's
Jade.
the end of the chapter.
Shut up.
Yes.
Okay, let's just reflect on what's happened so far.
Alright.
Okay, so we've had a Parasaurolophus was killed.
Okay.
Then Grant discovered a hitherto unknown dinosaur skeleton fossils.
Okay.
Then they flew to the island because a couple of teenagers offered to pay his expedition money,
With their parents' money.
their parents' money. Then they flew to East Sorna by a helicopter, and they're only 3 hours away, so they're obviously in Costa Rica,
Yeah.
digging for fossils in the desert.
As you do.
Yep.
With a giant storm heading in.
Hurricane Katrina.
Then they arrived here, discovered a dead Parasaurolophus, but not the dead Spinosaurus that was nearby, and then explained how
It
the T-Rex
wasn't
is the scariest-
dead!
Yeah, and then Grant explained to the kids how they're all going to die because the T-Rex is the scariest thing out there.
Yeah. You know,
Not
for
really. I'm more afraid
kids.
of mosquitoes than that.
Which-
I think
Okay.
mosquitoes are more likely
I think
to kill
you'd
you
be
than
afraid of the T-Rex as well if it was in front of you, AR.
Well, yeah, but even so, I think you're gonna have a better chance of dying from mosquito bite rather than the T-Rex.
Wait, do you think a T-Rex would be less likely to kill you than a mosquito bite?
No, I think you're more likely to die first from the mosquito bite than the T-Rex.
I don't know,
No,
if you get
no, you're
malaria,
not.
that's going to take like weeks or months. So,
That's
like
true.
T-Rex will bite you in half in seconds.
Yeah, but that's why you avoid it.
But that's not that doesn't take into account. Like, if a mosquito is flying, if you're in an area where if you're in a forest with a mosquito with malaria or a T-Rex, the T-Rex will kill you before the mosquito.
How do you know?
Because a
Because
T-Rex is
it's a
designed.
huge bloody T-Rex, and it doesn't take weeks to eat you.
The mosquito doesn't kill you deliberately. It just happens to have a pathogen that is not very good for your blood.
Well, yeah, I know, but I meant
T-Rex deliberately wants to kill you, and it can run faster than you and has bigger teeth.
why does it deliberately want to kill you?
Because it's hungry, and we're prey to it.
Why is it always hungry? Is it starving? Is it poor?
For the same reason the mosquito is hungry. The mosquito is only biting you and spraying the pathogen because it's hungry for your blood.
Yeah.
I know.
So why are we having this argument?
It's stupid.
Because I wanted to see
What do
what you guys would do if I
Chapter
said
6.
something stupid.
Right.
Lightning.
Yes.
Chapter 6 enough.
Let's find out, shall we,
Chapter
what
7.
happens in the most... Oh my god, the chapters get no longer at all in any of these. Okay, chapter 6. T-Rex
Yes.
versus Allosaurus.
The
They
name's Aloe. Hello.
They stood on the plain for a while, trying to get their bearings. In his rush to pack, Grant had forgotten a compass. Brilliant! You brought
It's
a
not hard to tell
flashlight.
north, south, east, and west. Look at the sun, whatever way it's setting or rising.
But they stayed
This is
too
in the
long.
sky.
That all too familiar roar sounded, and T-Rex, just T-Rex, that must have been his name, burst from the
Yeah.
trees. The humans were the only animals there, so they were on the dinner menu. T-Rex
Okay.
charged at them, and Grant rushed back into the forest, Jade and Rich in hot pursuit. They heard foliage cracking and falling behind them as the T-Rex crashed through. It was gaining on them, and when they reached the next clearing, T-Rex was almost on top of them. If anything had been in the
Oh
clearing, it
my.
was gone now. Finally, T-Rex swooped around them and charged them head-on. The humans tried to scatter, but were too slow. While Grant and Rich dodged the T-Rex, Jade didn't. It slammed into her like a steam train, sending her flying backwards. Then it walked up to her, and its jaws began to open. My god, such
Abilities.
much suspense.
Jesus.
Grant threw a stone at the T-Rex. It turned.
This is almost as suspenseful as Candlelight Wedding Tragedy.
Yeah. Its eyes narrowed and it
Yeah.
roared. However, a slightly quieter roar followed. Then an Allosaurus burst out of the tree. Out of the tree.
Uh-huh.
It was disguised
It
as
was
a tree
the
the
tree.
whole time. It had a cloaking device.
Any
And
day
ran-
now, the T-Rex, oh, there he is.
And ran full force at the T-Rex. I had a model Allosaurus when I was young.
Oh, yeah,
The
they're
Walking
cool.
with Dinosaurs model series.
Oh, nice.
As it collided, the Allosaurus's neck bent, and it was sent staggering off the T-Rex, which quickly closed its jaws around the Allosaurus's head. But two more Allosauri, or whatever that should actually be, it just says Allosaurus, burst out of the trees and joined. Yeah, it doesn't actually say the plural. And joined
And
the
look,
battle.
more of them burst out of the trees.
Grant and Rich.
Just waiting to ambush the T-Rex.
The whole
They're ninja
forest-
Allosaurus horses.
It's a forest of Allosaurus trees. Grant and Rich crept over to Jade and helped her up. Then they watched the T-Rex clash with the Allosaurs. One of them leapt at the T-Rex's head. The T-Rex swung its head to the right and the Allosaur missed and landed on the ground. Then the T-Rex swung its head back to the left. And when it connected with the Allosaur went flying. The second one jumped onto the T-Rex, but the T-Rex used its superior bulk to throw it off again. Before the Allosaurus could recover, the T-Rex's jaws closed around its neck. Grant and the twins quickly backed away. They didn't look away, they kept watching, but they backed away.
There's
can't
like that
stop
scene from The
reaching.
Simpsons where Homer slowly disappears back into the shrub.
Disappears back into the hedge, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like this is what I'm seeing of like Grant and the kid. It's just kind of like.
And we're good.
Oh. So yeah, the T-Rex continues his climb to the top of the World Wrestling Federation as he takes on the Allosaurus triplets.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ninja triplets.
So,
then we get this-
Cabral,
And
why
then
don't
the
you take
T-Rex
us-
fights a new competitor in the ring in Chapter 7, the Ceratosaurus.
Yeah, Cartosaurus, I think. But
Closest.
while we end off with Chapter 7 for now, there are 14 chapters, and we'll do the other 7 later.
All right. Sounds
Sounds like a
fantastic.
perfectly good idea, yes.
Oh my gosh. I scrolled down Chapter 9 and saw the beautiful picture he drew for it. I
I'm
shouldn't
so
have.
scared of this.
It hurts.
Do it.
Do what?
Read.
Oh, I thought you said we were going to end off at chapter 7, then we were going to just
No,
end
I
off.
said read chapter 7 and then we'll end off because it's 14 chapters, and so 7 chapters would be half of it.
Alright, just wasn't sure there. Anyways, Grant was trying to get away fast, but Jade had an injured leg, oh no! Which slowed the down. Now, he just wanted to find the coast, which he hoped would be relatively safe instead of learning from the last movie he was in that it isn't safe. It was not safe on the way. T-Rex wasn't the only hazard on the island, and when they entered the next clearing, they saw another predator, Velociraptor. Grant quickly and quietly guided the children to the back of the... I said to the back.
This whole thing kind of feels a little bit like Half-Life Full Age Consequences with, and then they found the next boss, Velociraptor.
This reminds me of that writer who did the Canterlot Wedding Tragedy. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because it's Canterlot Wedding Tragedy. That was fantastic. Anyways, Grant quickly and quietly guided the children back into the forest, where they watched the raptor stalk Kentrosaurus. Just before they could launch an assault, an adult Ceratosaurus burst out of the trees. More ninja dinosaurs.
You just said a massive, glitchy voice. Sorry.
And, taken by surprise, the Kentrosaurus was slow to react. The Ceratosaurus killed it with a quick bite into the throat. The raptor scattered as the Ceratosaurus fed.
I just like to point out here real quick as a grammar point. You're not supposed to put parentheses what the hell are they called? Commas.
Yeah.
Right before or right after you use and. Like and is a word that you never use commas with because that's not because it kind of stands in place of commas. Yeah. This person put a comma before and after and.
Yeah.
In the same and.
I used to put commas before and, but that's what they taught me to do.
I think in some instances it's okay, but definitely not in this case, and definitely not when you put one before and after.
In a list-like form, you put a comma, and then you should end the list off comma and.
Yeah, they always taught me not to put an and with the comma.
I was told that, so I was young. When I was a young warthog, Grant, Jade, and Rich circumnavigated the clearing. That's a big word for this author. Making sure defeating Ceratosaurus didn't look up and spot them. What? Yeah. Finally, they continued onwards. That was ugly, Jade said when they were safely away. You know, not the beginning when they saw the other dinosaur being torn apart limb from limb in front of them on the plains.
That wasn't ugly, no. Not at all.
Or the other time when the T-Rex attacked the 3 ninjas. It was a Ceratosaurus. The horn is only for decoration. It's not strong enough to be used for attacking, Grant explained.
Decoration.
From then on, they continued in silence. Rich thought it might be
because the thing is, the kids are like, "Holy shit, we just saw a dinosaur tear a bunch of other dinosaurs up. Dr. Grant, please say something to make us feel better." Well, don't worry, that horn on its head couldn't be used to gore you. It's not strong enough.
Yeah. Don't worry.
It's only for decoration.
It's completely defenseless against this superior predator because its horn can't actually do anything.
From then on, they continued in silence. Rich thought it might be his imagination, but the trees seemed to be thinning. He didn't say this, though, because soon they started to get thicker again. Anorexic trees? Okay. Then, Rich spotted a moss-covered building. He wondered what it was, and decided to ask. Look! There's a building over there! Rich said, Grant turned in interest. It's an old research center, by the looks of it. Let's go inside. They might have provisions, or somewhere to sleep, at least. Technically, you could sleep anywhere.
We'll give them credit for getting somewhere to sleep that's safe.
I wouldn't want to sleep in that bloody forest full of...
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, ninja dinos.
Yeah.
Because outside, it was indeed getting dark. And as they entered the building, a blood-chilling roar echoed across the landscape. Grandma's glad to be inside.
Indeed. And that, dear friends, is where we'll leave you for now. There are still several more chapters of this to go, including one with a giant bear.
Which
Because
I'm
of
not even
course
going to
there
bother
is.
questioning. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the picture of that, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
gosh.
we'll probably continue this next time, and hopefully by the next video after that second one, we will return with a familiar face to living the dream. Hopefully.
Yes.
See you then,
Hey.
and thank you for tuning in.